Dick, first of all, congratulations on Male Star of the Year from the National Association of Texas Theater Owners, and welcome back to Texas.
Thank you. It's nice to be back.
You know, Dick, I really was so eager to do this interview with you because I think you'll remember in 1963 when you came to Fort Worth for the medical fair, and it was our first time to meet and do an interview. And I can't expect you to remember this, but maybe some of our viewers who saw it will remember it as I did. In that interview, you told me in response to a question, I said, Dick, when Kildare goes off, if it should eventually, what would you like to do? And you told me that you wanted to perhaps go to England and study, and you wanted to become a really fine actor, and that perhaps one day you would even play Shakespeare.
Wow.
Do you remember making that prediction?
I remember wanting that and worrying about how I was going to find my way into the theater and into some classical work. I don't want to specialize in classics particularly, but I wanted to try my hand at it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the fact now that in the 10, 11 years, 12 years, I guess now, that you have accomplished that, do you attribute that, Dick, to the fact that you set goals, or was some of it luck?
A lot of it's luck, and the other part of it is, in fact, setting goals and working very hard. But I was very lucky in England. A lot of very interesting opportunities came up right away as soon as I went there. And those things led to other things, and finally I was playing Hamlet at Birmingham Rep and things like that, which I hadn't really expected to do that quickly.
And of course, I know, because I've heard you say it on other talk shows, that the way that became a worldwide news story, the fact that you were so lauded for your portrayal.
Well, the critics are pretty nice, and the reason I went clear up to Birmingham, it's a great rep company, but it's very far from London, was to get away from the press and sort of try my hand in the backlands. But they all trooped up there with their notebooks and reviewed it.
Well, the thing was that you obviously earned their praise, because they wouldn't have just given it to you otherwise.
No, they wouldn't.
Dick, you mentioned the fact that you don't want to just stay with the classics, and of course your current film, The Towering Inferno, is certainly a contemporary thing.
Yes.
But I wonder, because you play a heavy in that.
Oh, really bad. A double-dyed villain.
As a matter of fact, I'm told that in some theaters the audiences clap, you know, because you're so bad.
Yeah, well, they clap when I get socked in the stomach.
Yes.
And then they all applaud when I die at the end, a terrible, grisly death.
Did you ponder whether or not you should take that role in Towering Inferno?
No, I found it very interesting, because it's interesting to try to get inside of a bad guy. In this case, I didn't think he was really that well. He was pretty bad, yeah. And find out why he's doing what he's doing. And I tried to figure him out and give him a little dimension. And I found that fascinating. I don't think an actor, in my opinion, should limit himself to any particular kind of role, or should limit himself to being very sympathetic, for instance, so everybody loves him all the time. It's nice to be hated once in a while.
Mm-hmm. Is there anybody, Dick, that, I guess, why don't I just come out and say it instead of beating around the bush? When you were in England, did you meet Lord Laurence Olivier?
Yes, I did. I worked with him briefly on a picture called Lady Caroline Lamb, in which I played Lord Byron. And he was the most devastatingly charming man I've ever come in contact with. When he walked into the film studio, it was like the second coming. It was like God or somebody walking in. And then he knocks everybody over with this extraordinary charm. He just goes, pow, and you're going, oh, wow, you know, fantastic. Brilliant, brilliant actor. And between, he was preparing for Long Day's Journey into Night, which he was doing at the National, and between takes, in this rather difficult scene, he'd be learning his lines for that play and then putting that down, and then he'd be completely in the character of Wellington, whom he played in that. He was a wonderful, wonderful man.
Were you at all intimidated by him?
Vastly, yeah. My intention was to be very cool. I was looking terrific in my Lord Byron costume and everything. How do you do, Lord Olivier? I don't know. And I completely fell apart. He made a little joke that would have merited maybe a ha-ha-ha, and I was on the floor laughing, you know, completely losing my cool. He's a fantastic man.
Did he do anything to try to put you at ease?
Yeah, well, he said, before I could say, you know, you're my hero, I would like to be just a little bit like you and I'd be happy. He said, ah, Mr. Chamberlain, he said, I've admired your work so much. And I was amazed that he even knew who I was. You know, admired my work. I thought, wow, incredible, incredible kind of humility.
Dick, what are the plans now? Where would you like to be 10 years from now?
Well, I'd like to be doing pretty much the same thing, I think. I'd like to get into directing a little bit. But mostly I'd like to keep growing as an actor. That's what excites me. To keep learning, to keep doing new things, to try new areas, and to grow.
Would you mind if I put some words in your mouth? One day, would you like to be thought of on the same level as Laurence Olivier?
Sure.
The American Laurence Olivier.
Yeah, that'd be great. But,
too bad we don't have some champagne, Dick. We could drink to that. Dick, thank you for your time today.
Thank you.
It's nice to have you back.
Well, it's good to be back.